As an artist, I've struggled with balancing the need for financial stability with the need to create real, original pieces of artwork. Commissions have played a huge role in my development as an independent artist, and I wouldn't change my experiences in the past creating commissioned work. However, I do think that I've reached a point in my journey where commissions are more of a stumbling block than a stepping stone. I began this commission several months ago in acrylic before the start of the fall 2023 semester. Since then, I've learned to use oil paint and have gained more confidence working on large canvases. Sometimes the best thing you can do to move forward is to start over, and that's exactly what I did. I knew that I would enjoy using oil more than acrylic, that I wanted to continue practicing with them, and most importantly, I knew it would end up looking better. It was something of a relief to gesso over the old painting and start the new one. This is a commission from a family member. It's a place that holds a lot of fond memories, the kind of place I would think about as a child when I was bored in school, daydreaming about summer vacations or holidays. Although I put a lot of effort into every commission that I do, this one is extra special and I feel some added pressure to perform well. Pressure is a huge part of my problem with commissions. When I create art for myself, I can enjoy the process. I know I have time to fix any problems that arise, to start over if I need to experiment with new processes. I don't have to be afraid of mistakes when there's nothing on the line but my personal time. With commissioned work, though, I'm constantly thinking about my client. Will they like this composition? Is this color off? Does this capture the spirit of whatever it is I'm painting? Usually, I've never even seen the house or the dog or the person that I'm being paid to replicate on paper. I have no idea if the spirit of the subject is visible because it's a spirit that I do not know. Although some money is better than no money, I have been undercharging for my work for my entire life. There's a lot of anxiety for me around asking people for money, as if my work is a charity job. I have devalued my time so severely that my motivation levels to finish are near zero, because I know that I'm not going to benefit much from it. I've sold pieces that made me less than $5 an hour. Part of the problem was my system with setting a price. People want an estimate of the price before I start a piece, which is reasonable, but I charge by the hour and have no way of knowing exactly how long something is going to take. If my estimate was too low, I felt obligated not to charge more than that, even if it ended up taking me much longer than I expected. I even had someone refuse to pay me more than the estimate after I finished a piece. If I estimated too high, I felt like I was cheating someone out of their money, and that, to me, was worse. I almost always estimated much lower than what I genuinely expected it to be, thinking that I might accidentally work too quickly. Trying to put a price on something is awful. It sucks the life out of the experience of creating something. Trying to time myself while I worked over intervals stretching several days or weeks was a nightmare. Telling myself not to work too slow because it would cost the client more money, or too fast because I wouldn't make any money, added more stress to the process of painting something. Relatives and family friends sometimes expected discounts, even gifts of work, and I've always been too much of a pushover to argue back. Most upsetting, though, is the boredom. I create art because I have a subject in my mind, an idea that is on my heart, and I want to carry it into reality and show it to other people. A toad playing the banjo, a memory of a creek that I grew up exploring, even just small, beautiful details of daily life that I want to capture on the page. With a commission, everything is predetermined. The medium, the size, the subject, the composition, everything. I have no say in the heart of the piece because it's not my piece, it's the client's. It means so much to me that people trust me and my artistic ability enough to put their idea in my hands, their home, their pet, their loved one. When I was in middle school and early high school, commissions gave me the confidence that I needed to continue pursuing art. They showed me that people valued my work, saw something that they appreciated, and were willing to pay me from their own pockets for something that I created. It was a surreal experience, and I'm so grateful for all of the people that have supported me through the years with commissioned pieces. Sometimes I would have a long list of commissions to work on, and I would finish one and move to the next in a slow, miserable process. I would become convinced that I hated art and didn't want to do it anymore. I think that's what happens when you take the heart out of something. I wasn't just selling artwork, I was selling my time, and with that, I sold my perception of the art process and how it made me feel. Out of respect for my clients, I wouldn't work on personal artwork until all of my commissions were done. Plus, when they were done, all I wanted was a break from art. I didn't want to touch my brushes, I didn't even want to look at them. I understand that many artists don't have a choice when it comes to commissioned work. Creating work for other people is their only income, or the only way that they can continue to buy art supplies. I have so much respect for the people who are willing to do difficult things to support their passion. I feel so fortunate to have a family that supports me both financially and emotionally, so that I am able to say, I'm not doing commissioned work anymore. I really appreciate it when people approach me asking for commissioned work, and lately I've struggled with knowing how to tell them that I'm not willing to draw or paint something for them. Especially with friends and relatives, I don't know how to explain that it's not personal. It seems like the only people that can quickly grasp why I only want to make my own art and why I, quote, don't want to make money are other artists, especially those who have done commissioned work of their own. I've been making commissions for so long, saying yes for so long, that it's bizarre and uncomfortable to tell people that I'm not doing it anymore. I can't even remember the last time that I made an art piece solely because I wanted to. Everything I do is either for school or for a client. I've had ideas in my mind for years, just waiting for the right moment to be born. This decision is for those ideas. I want to love creating art again. I want it to be a passion, not a chore. I know that it won't always be easy because art never is, but I want the difficulties to be on my own terms. A few months ago, I opened an Etsy shop, and now I'm working on writing and illustrating my first children's book. I'm hoping that funneling my time into these projects instead of commission works will bring some sort of income, even though I know it won't compare to what I was making before. I personally believe that if you're only making art for money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. We live in a world that is driven by money, and even deciding to go into the arts is a brave leap to make. I'm still an art student and have no real experience with a career in the arts, but the stigmas alone are enough to scare people away. I think at a certain point you have to look at yourself and ask, who am I? What do I do? What do I care about? What am I willing to sacrifice? I'm an artist and a storyteller. I create art that shows the beauty of our earth, our homes, our histories, the delicacies of the flowers and the birds, the strength of the trees, the reliability of the soil, the beauty of the snow. I'm a printmaker and a watercolorist. I'm willing to be uncomfortable, to be afraid, to be uncertain, for the hope of independence. I'm willing to jump into the dark, to take the leap for the potential of doing this for a living. I'm willing to disappoint some people for the hope of bringing joy to more people. I'm willing to live a humble life, paycheck to paycheck, to give up a reliable income. I'm willing to trade a safe and comfortable career for this, for the dream. I dream to create my own artwork, not someone else's, my own. I'm so thankful for all of the commissions that I've had in the past. They've given me the confidence and practice that I needed to continue this journey on my own. They convinced me that I was able to make a living creating art, and I'm not sure that I ever would have come to that conclusion if people hadn't expressed interest in my work early on. They've prepared me for art school by teaching me to work with a deadline, to meet the requirements of an assignment, and to communicate with someone you're working with. I remember advertising to my friends in middle school that I would draw anything that they wanted for $1. In high school, I painted flowers on people's old white shoes for $20. I had teachers commission me, sometimes multiple times, as well as my school principal. Then people in my community that I didn't know started to reach out to me for work. Often I didn't even know how they got my contact information. Coworkers of my parents, my classmates, my family, I became a sort of machine, put the money in, the so-called artwork comes out. It was right for me at one point, but I'm ready to move on. I hope that the commissions that I've done have brought people joy, and I hope that the work I continue to do will continue to bring people joy, albeit in a different way. The difference here is my own experience. I think that I deserve to enjoy the process of creating art, to be creative, to see my ideas come to life. This change is giving me an opportunity to do that. Although my Etsy shop has been relatively unsuccessful, and I'm somewhat terrified to go the traditional publishing route with the book I'm writing, I'm going to keep trying to fund my passion without doing commissioned work. It gets scarier and scarier as my savings shrink, but I'm lucky to have my family's support if I need it. I went to my first craft fair recently, and I'm hoping to try that again. I'm scared but excited too. Hopefully one day my work will bring a wider range of people joy, as well as give me a sense of personal satisfaction and fulfillment.